Hey you guys, I wanted to pop in here really quickly because I realized that there's a trick that I use a lot in Lightroom that some of you may not know about. So it's a quick little editing trick. And basically what it does is it takes photos and kind of adds like a glowiness to them. I think that this technique is used more often in action photography. I've noticed it particularly in cycling shots where there are a lot of like really clear glow. There's like a really clear attempt to create like a glowy athlete body. But I've used it almost exclusively in my food photography filter, that my go-to filter, for about 6 months, and I've noticed that there's been really great reader response, and it's kind of been a part of helping me find my own personal style. So basically, the trick is really simple. In order to get like a really glowy look to your highlights in your photos, you pull the highlights all the way down, and you can already see this photo changing a bit. And then you pull the shadows all the way up. And so from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my exposure to a place that I'm happy, and then I'm going to start playing with my whites and my contrast. Now, the whites and the contrast obviously can get a little bit blown out really, really quickly. So you want to make sure that when you are playing with these two additions, you're just, kind of tweaking until it visually looks nice to your eye. So what I tend to do is I will go up to exposure and kind of pull it up a little bit. I'll pull the whites up a little bit. I usually pull my blacks down. I usually pull my vibrance down because I don't want it to be like rocking and rolling. And so basically, after a little bit of playing, what you'll find is that with the highlights down and the shadows up and then the whites and contrast being your primary color booster, you get like a lot of highs and lows. And this right here is a really nice example of just like the gentle glowiness that you get. See, this fork I think looks really, really nice. Anyway, the gentle glowiness that you can kind of offer to a photo just by pulling those highlights down and the shadows up. Now, I don't always keep the highlights here. Sometimes I'll say, I just still really feel like there's this beautiful glow here in the center of my picture that I want. And so then I'll just start playing again with the highlights, and then what I have to do, of course, from there is deciding when you turn up the highlights, you have to turn down the whites, basically. So I'll see now I think that actually looks a little more balanced, but with those shadows up, again, we just have this nice glowy look, all of this texture down here. The colors come in a really fun way because basically what you're doing is you're pulling the blacks out of these corners. So let's go ahead and go back here so that you can see what this would look like otherwise. So when I pull that shadow up, again, it just softens all of this area and creates this like really lovely look. So again, this is just like a personal preference. You might just prefer a low contrast look. You might prefer to pull your whites and blacks opposite. It's really, there are a lot of ways to get to the end game of how you want a shot to look, but I have found that more and more and more often I am pulling those shadows and playing with those shadows and finding that there are just some really, really happy results when I do that. So there you go, happy editing, and let me know if you have any questions or any specific tips or tricks, or even if you have a photo that you would like me to edit for you, because there is a lot of fun playing to be done in Lightroom, and I'd love to help you get to a point where you're really comfortable tweaking your photos and really happy with the end results. See you guys.